In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a large format landscape using separate source images. For example, here we have a shot of an attractive landscape, and we've numbered the shots Pano 1 to Pano 4, and you'll see those on the disc. And we've taken the shots and panned the camera to create a wider view than we could get with the existing lens on the camera. So we're making sure as we pan the camera, hence Panorama, that you can see the same objects in the scene. There's the building there. We click again, you can see it's over here, and you can see a little bit of this one on the left. Click again, and now you've got the rest of that building there. And we can stitch these together in Photoshop to create a panoramic wide format view. And the important thing when you are actually shooting your own source files is to set the camera to infinity. You don't want it to be on autofocus. You don't want the focus to change at all when you pan to create the different shots, or you'll get a very noticeable join between each stitched shot. And also make sure you've taken a manual exposure reading so that you can keep the sky at the same exposure for each shot. Otherwise you'll get a very noticeable band of color change and lightness intensity as you stitch the 4 shots together, or 6 shots or 8. You can have very wide panoramas indeed if you want to. Okay, so what we'll do is use Photoshop Element 6, and there's a new photo merge option there that will stitch these shots together very effectively and create a wide format picture. So before we stitch those shots together using photo merge, here's a couple of examples. Now this one is created using interactive placement, which means you're using photo merge, but you're also saying actually we need to realign these shots slightly, and you can reposition them manually by dragging with the mouse, and I'll show you how to do that in just a tick. But here's what the auto panorama looks like. Let's just jump to that. You can see it's much narrower because it's just done it automatically. It's aligned them, and you've had to crop a lot of the extra detail. There's some sky missing, and you've also got some artifacts here like these zigzags appearing down the edge. And you can see here's the first shot. There's a little bit of artifacting there. The second shot's been stitched here, the third here, and the fourth there. And it's also stretched out these shots left and right to distort them slightly, and this one's tilting the horizon down here as well. So there's a lot really that's not very satisfactory about the auto panorama compared with the interactive placement version. So how does photo merge work? Well, let's just close these examples for the moment, and let's open up our 4 source files using the photo merge tool. And you'll find that by going to File, New, and you've got a variety of different ways of merging shots, either group shots, to get the best combination of different versions of a group, and faces. Again, that's quite good if you've got a problem family portrait and you want to get somebody's face from a different layer, or a different photo rather. But this is the one we're after, photo merge panorama. So let's focus on this one and click here. And unlike older versions of Photoshop Elements, this one's got lots of different choices to get the best for your particular panorama. So let's just start off with auto, and I'll show you how that will work. You can see there's a little preview, and it's saying it's going to stretch these bits out at the side there. So let's have a look by going to Browse, and let's go and find the folder where those photographs are. It's Pano 1 to Pano 4 that you're after. Click OK, and you can see them in the window here. Now, once you've got them there, you might have a lot more than 4 photographs, but it's good to number them, so that gives the software a clue as to which photograph comes first from left to right. Click OK, and sit back and let Photoshop have a bit of a think. It'll actually look at the photographs, work out the best position and place to join them together, and it'll also merge the joins as well. It'll blend between the different photographs rather than having a straight noticeable line. It takes quite a while to think about it, and I actually paused a little bit of that so that we didn't have a huge video of magnifying glass moving there. And you can see here is the auto version of our panorama, and there's lots of space there. Let's just have a quick look at the layers option as well by clicking here. You can see it's placed the images on 4 separate layers, so you could move them manually if you needed to, and it's also created masks to help blend the shots together. You can see these areas here are showing which bits are visible. The white section is the area that you can actually see from that layer. Let me just turn that off. And you can see the shape of the mask is very jagged, and that is where you get potential artifact zones around these jagged joins here. So let's just get this palette out and about, and let's hide the rest that we don't need. and we can then have a quick look and see how effective these joins are by zooming in. And I'm not seeing any noticeable jagged lines there, so that's pretty good. It's blended fairly well. It's also had to distort some of the image there, so the perspective has been adjusted slightly. The pixels have actually been stretched down, which could curve some of the buildings like you can see here. So again, that might not be ideal if you've got a lot of architecture in your panorama. But if you did fancy using auto, you'd still have to crop the image. So grab the crop tool, hit tab to get rid of the floating windows, and then just click and drag to lose all of the transparent areas around the edge and get as much of the photograph in as possible. Something like that should do the trick. Click the tick, and here is our automatic wide format panorama, which was created in a minimum of effort using the auto option.